to the DK Pittsburgh Sports Podcast Network. I'm Dale Lolley here. This is Steelers Today, and wrapping up what happened here at the NFL meetings here in West Palm Beach. As you can see over my shoulder there, we have the Breakers Hotel. This is where we've been at all week long. I haven't been staying here, but obviously all the NFL owners and everybody have been staying here. The league passed a new overtime rule to kind of make sure that what happened in last year's AFC divisional round playoffs didn't happen again, where the Kansas City Chiefs won the toss in overtime, go right down and score against the Buffalo Bills. There was obviously pressure to change that rule. The league did it, but just for the playoffs, so everything's going to be the same in terms of regular season. Mike Tomlin talked about that. He said that he's still a proponent of sudden death overtime. He doesn't like the whole idea of both teams getting the ball, that kind of stuff. You're still allowed to stop people, and that was kind of his point. He kind of liked that process of it. But obviously, there's a big push in the league to make that change, to make that adjustment to overtime, particularly in the playoffs. So the league went ahead and did that. Lots of interesting stuff coming out of this. I'll be filling you in here over the next few days on DK Pittsburgh Sports about a lot of this stuff. Art Rooney talked today. I asked him about the GM search, and he's now the chairman of the REI committee, which kind of pushes for the diversity in the league. And he spoke yesterday about that. And so I asked him today if that would affect the team's GM search. They've interviewed 16 candidates for the GM job. They'll pick that up. They'll do the second round of interviews after the draft is completed, and then Art will make his hire there. Mike Tomlin said that he's going to get more involved with that second round of interviews when they start whittling things down. But Art said that he doesn't feel any pressure that he absolutely has to make a minority hiring in that job. He's just going to hire the best person for the job, which is the way it should happen. But there is, and there should be, a push in the NFL to get more minorities involved. There are now 7 minority general managers in the league, which is a big, that's a much larger number than it used to be. So we're seeing more of those minorities, get into that. When I say minorities as well, they're talking about they've added now women to that what they now consider the minority pool. So that was new this year as well. But the Steelers will now get into. Tomlin's supposed to be at the Alabama Pro Day. I know he's very, very eager to get to the Alabama Pro Day on Wednesday. They got one more Pro Day that they're going to go to next week, and that will pretty much wrap up the pre-draft process. And they'll start having their in-house visits. They'll bring in, they're allowed 30 in-house visits to bring guys in. Usually that's a medical recheck or something like that. And then the draft is just a month away here. So we're just about back to getting into the 2022 season, and should be a lot of fun. Should be an interesting season. It's been an interesting off season, to be sure. Glad to keep you all updated on everything that's going on here. I'll also be glad to get home tomorrow. Can't wait for that. I know it's nice here. I get it. You love the weather, but there's no place like home. So we'll be back with you here soon on DK Pittsburgh Sports Podcast Network and here on Steelers Today. But that's going to wrap up today's show. Talk to you soon.